Hi, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today, we've got a new IPO for you. The company is called Boosh Food. They just started trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange with the ticker VEGI, V-E-G-I. We're here with Jim Pakulis, the CEO, who's going to walk us through the story. Jim, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Always a pleasure. So let's just dive right into it. I've seen Boosh in so many stores. The product's awesome. It looks fantastic. Branding is great. Why don't you tell us a little bit more just about the origin of the company itself?
Yeah, happy to. Boosh was developed for those looking to be introduced to more plant-based diets. The majority of consumers are flexitarians. They're not vegan, they're not vegetarian, which only basically represents a very small part of the population. So individuals are gearing more towards plant-based food. So that's what Boosh was designed for. And one of the biggest reasons people have refrained from plant-based eating is they don't know where to start. So Boosh is somewhat of a gateway for the plant-based food industry. So that's the overview. The founder of Boosh is Connie Marbles, and Connie's a seasoned executive and entrepreneur with an emphasis in the food and beverage industry, as well as in sales and marketing. In fact, Connie's been winning awards for over 20 years. Back in 2003, she had a very successful restaurant wine bar, and in 2005 received the coveted position of being on the list of Condé Nast Traveler's best new restaurant in the world. Last several years, Connie's won numerous awards for Boosh and the product line that Boosh offers, including finalist for Product of the Year, Local Innovation Award, and Rising Star Award. So she's done tremendously well, literally bringing Boosh Foods to a small number of natural grocery stores in 2018 to today, where we're in or will be in over 375 grocery stores throughout Canada.
Nice. As a flexitarian myself, I find it pretty amusing, the idea of the gateway to veganism. So I'm going to remember that one, and accurate too. Obviously in this business, scale is the name of the game. So I see you guys recently leased a new facility. Do you want to tell us some details about that?
Sure. We leased an 8,500 square foot facility. Obviously our headquarters will be there. Primarily, the purpose of the facility was to have dual kitchens. The first kitchen is our research kitchen. It's where the chefs, the scientists, the engineers, Connie, all put the recipes together, creating the new recipes that will be coming out in the future. The second kitchen is going to be our studio kitchen. Connie will be doing podcasts with the Boosh Foods, as well as inviting other plant-based food founders to come in and share their products. So we're really happy about the lease that we got at the facility.
That's awesome. So, okay, products, perfect segue. For somebody who maybe hasn't seen the products, you want to talk about what your existing product line looks like, and then let's talk about what we could expect to see in the near future?
Sure. We currently have 6 frozen products, and by the end of July, we'll be having 3 refrigerated products. Then by year end, we anticipate to have some shelf-stable products. Our goal is that when the consumer goes into the grocery store, Boosh will be in each of the 3 major categories: frozen, refrigerated, and shelf-stable. So again, 6 frozen right now and 3 refrigerated by the end of July.
Okay, got it. And in terms of, let's talk about your current traction, then let's look to the future. Where are you at right now? What does your growth plan and growth path look like?
Our goal in the short term for growth is to aggressively increase our sales department. Again, we went from 0 to 375 stores with Connie and a top tier food broker that we retained. So imagine if we have a staff of 10 to 15 in the sales department, what we can do. There are roughly 15,000 grocery stores in Canada. So we have a lot of work to do ahead of us, and we'd like to be in a significant number of those stores. That's first and foremost. Second, we want to, as I mentioned, go ahead, roll out our refrigerated products, have a successful rollout in July. Hopefully, COVID would be somewhat more contained. We'll be able to have our ambassadors in the grocery store again, which is always a big plus for us. And then as we continue and grow, to have our shelf-stable products out there throughout Canada. And then we'll see heading out south of the border.
Nice. So, okay, you just completed an IPO. As we mentioned earlier, the ticker symbol is VEGI, V-E-G-I. Let's compare you to peers. The first thing I thought of when I saw you guys was Tattooed Chef, another stock that's essentially gone, viral, for a lack of a better way to say it. So what valuation did you guys come to the market with, and how does that compare to some of your peers?
We came to the market with a valuation of just north of $7 million. The closest competitor is about 10 times that at 70 million, and the nearest competitor to them is roughly 300 million. So I think the valuation speaks for itself as far as us being in the marketplace.
And probably one of the first things that really caught my attention, you guys have a very interesting way of structuring the deal. And when I say interesting, I mean that in a very good way. The capitalization, you have an enormous number of retail investors who are all participating in the stock versus what you often see is just a handful of wealthy individuals financing these companies. What was part of the decision for structuring it this way? And what do you think the main, kind of benefits would be for doing that?
We spent a significant amount of time premeditating our capitalization structure. As we just announced in the press release, we have about 15.5 million shares post-IPO, which in comparison to many other junior issuers is a relatively small number. Conversely, we have a significant number of shareholders. Between the small financing we did pre-IPO and the IPO, we have over 1,100 shareholders. The reason we like shareholders is, number one, we believe it's healthy for the stock. If you look at any successful publicly traded company, they'll have 10, 20, 100,000 shareholders. So we believe it's very healthy for the stock. Number two, we also believe that our shareholders, if we do our job, then they will recommend the stock to their friends and their family. And in addition to that, they become consumers of the Boosh brand. So it's a double win for us. And then number three, simple supply and demand. So again, with our capitalization structure relatively conservative, hence the supply, and we're able to increase the number of shareholders, hence the demand, theoretically we should have an appreciation in the stock price.
Yeah, and I was super curious because, even for me, I couldn't get the fulfill that I wanted. And I imagine there's a lot of people feeling the same way. So leaving people wanting a little bit more and going public is certainly never a bad thing. I just got to say hats off to you guys for the amount of work that it must have taken to just even do the paperwork for all these people. So congrats to you guys. It's also nice to see, a bunch of retail investors get a win rather than just a handful of already rich people. So I'd say hats off to you guys for doing that. Really excited for this whole story. Everyone watching out there, go check out their website, check out the slide deck, reach out to us with any questions. This is an exciting one to watch. Jim, thank you so much for taking some time with us today.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, until next time, take care.